Mm. Welcome everybody for the Bearthought. You get a good way to start the stream. Welcome everybody to the Bearthought podcast. We used to do this every Friday at 5 o'clock Central PST time, or CST, not PST. Why do I always do that? I'll eventually get that nut cracked in my head and figure out why I'm doing that all the time. I do appreciate it for those who are here watching the VOD. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button down below, and let us know your thoughts and opinions. And if you ever want to join us in the chat, you can join us right now. And give us your thoughts and your opinions. And if you have any questions you'd like to have us answer or get our opinions on, we are more than welcome to give it to you because we're highly opinionated.
Nah, that's the truth.
Okay.
I'll figure this shit out later.
Yep. Right now, for anybody that follows Genshin Impact, Stealthy has figured out a new, nice little fancy way of getting the codes or the redemption codes during the events, just in case you ever missed the events, which the event came out today. And I did the manual way, Stealthy did the easy way. Works smarter, not harder. I did the hard way, so I didn't know about it. Apparently, you can sign up and subscribe to Facebook Messenger to Genshin Impact, and they'll send all the codes straight to you when it releases. Ain't that nice? So if you're not interested in it, or you just, you actually have a life like a job, you can just get the code. That's way smarter than me. I'm actually gonna go back and watch the entire event because I don't even know what it's even about. I definitely say though I don't really care about spoilers because I can still enjoy the game and be live and present in the moment when when I actually play the storyline. This storyline for Genshin Impact seems like a banger. You got
Sorry. it worked. It finally sent me the damn thing. I was like, what?
Yeah, and of course Paimon's the one talking to you. You're extra special when that little thing's talking to you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's see. Happy chatting. Come back soon to play with Paimon again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Sounds good.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so
get started. Yeah. So I was telling you earlier, I am finished all the live action episodes of One Piece.
Okay, so for a man that you have not watched, like have you ever watched any series, any season of One Piece?
I watched a little bit of the first season,
and you were already checked out.
And I'm gonna be honest, guys. If you're One Piece fans, original, and you love the anime, don't take this the wrong way, but I personally like the live action more.
Okay, yeah. I had to say when I was first watching One Piece, and I watched it all the way up to the Gator archives. For those who know who Gator is, and I checked out. Like just like the storyline was not appealing to me. The characters, the plot, the what do you say? Almost the method of way they tell the story was not really bringing me in. And I got past that, and I'm now at the Love Island with some other characters. I'm really far into him, 661 episodes into it. And okay. I still think that the One Piece live action, for what it is so well done. Now, what did you like about it? Let's go for
here's what I have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a problem with the anime is so loud. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the
bombastic,
the voices seem very shrill and very loud.
Yeah,
almost all the time.
Very emotional,
and that kind of pulls me out of the story. But when I watch the live action, it's not like that because it's not everybody has a loud, shrill voice. They're individual characters with different tones, some deep, some loud, some high, some mid-range. And I legitimately like the actors that they've chosen so far. However, I do agree with you one thing. Mr. Slingshot Boy does not have a long enough nose. However, it would take no amount of prosthetic putty to make a nose like that for a live
Yeah.
action. So I kind of get it.
Hmm.
I mean, they proved that they could have done it with the Shark Boy,
Yeah.
with his nose and the stuff, but I think they wanted to try to keep the characters looking more natural because in reality the crew they all look like average everyday Joes.
Yes.
You know, um, even Mr. Napsalot Swordsman,
Hmm.
you know,
Zoro.
which by
Yeah.
the way is one of my favorite characters in the live action because he gives off looking at him the appearance of I will fucking murder you. Now give me a drink and a bed to lay down
Yeah. That's pretty
on.
much he's a simple man. That's pretty much all he wants. And I
You know,
liked they added that one cut scene where you flipped the one guy off. I'm not gonna spoil anything there, but that was great.
and the chef, dude, I got down with how well they had that guy do the leg martial arts stuff.
Yeah.
Like he did a really. I was impressed. I was far more impressed at the amount of abilities they obviously either had the guys choreograph, learn, train, whatever to do the parts.
Yes.
It was very well done,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, so for them to get to as many episodes as they did in the live action, which was only eight episodes, right? Eight, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's like 8. Yeah,
So from between the time, so between the episode 1 to episode 8 of the live action of the One Piece series, there was in the anime series probably over 30 or 40 episodes. So you
yeah.
imagine they crammed a lot of things in these few episodes because they didn't really know if they're gonna get a second season. Now, being that you watched it, do you think they should do a second season?
I do. I really do. I
Mm,
mean, here's something for me. It's a live action, right? And especially based off an anime. And I don't feel like they did any injustice into this to the supernatural abilities of some of the characters.
mhm.
I think they pulled it off quite well. I mean, look at Buggy. Fucker can separate his body.
Yes.
And they did it multiple times in the show.
Mhm.
And it didn't look janky, it didn't look bad, it looked fine. So for me, if they can pull that level off and they keep that going, I think it should definitely get a second season.
Lord Pestilence, I would definitely say if you ever watch any of the One Piece, watch live action first. Then move
Yes.
over to the anime if you want more. Now, the buggy scenes were great. They changed a few things with the buggy arc, buggy arc, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
They changed a few things with the lockjaw arc. That's been changed.
Yeah.
The grandpa explanation and reason why he was doing stuff was a little bit different, but again, it always correlated back to the TV series. There was always some explanation, always some ways to
Right.
wrap it back around, and I
Right.
did appreciate that. But it was
Now,
also its own thing as well. You could almost say they were kind of go for a parallel universe with the same outcome.
the only character that I feel like they didn't quite do justice to as far as the appearance of the actor
Hmm.
was the love pirate.
Yeah, she was
She
way
she
different.
she didn't quite fit the anime character um physically,
Hmm.
but she very much would demolish some shit. So
Yeah.
I mean, kudos for keeping the essence of the character true. I guess they went with the actress they went with because they were trying to facilitate um to everybody that anybody could be these characters, which I'm
Mm,
fine with. I
yeah.
just expected one thing and got something else. You know?
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. Um, now, my favorite part would have to been the fight with Zoro and the swordsman, which if you know who I'm talking
Oh,
about,
yeah.
that part was by
I
far
felt like I seen Dracula in pirate form.
yeah, that like that guy in like they almost did a 1-to-1 to the anime series. Love that. Now the part where he fought was different. and when he got in the fight and when he fought Zoro, all different, but the fight itself was very much true to the original piece. And I think if the show is as good of a hit as all these raving reviews and these websites are saying, people are loving this top, most viewed, blah blah blah, at live action series, they will get more budget, and with more budget. I'll check out Adventure Tonight and the chance. Yeah, okay. So with more budget, I would imagine they will be allowed to do more animations. Now I watched like behind the scenes, and they were like, yeah, for each episode, we pretty much had a limitation on how many CGI we could do. And Luffy, if anything, he loves to do his gum tricks. Like that's like almost every move. And when you're limiting the CGI each episode, it can really feel like he's just getting his ass beat and he's not doing anything.
Well, I think another thing that we have to keep in mind is by limiting the amount of CGI we can use with Luffy or with some of these characters, you also limit how much of the story you can stay true to. Stay true to. Meaning, like we said, there was a few deviations, but those deviations may be because they could not use the CGI to rebuild it exactly the way it was in the anime because they were limited.
Yeah,
because if they get a bigger budget, it may go back to being more true to the original anime because they have the ability to make those scenes happen now.
Yeah, because there was supposed to be one bad guy. Won't spoil anything for everybody who watches it, but it was supposed to be one bad guy that Luffy was supposed to launch to the stratosphere of Earth and launch him to an island far away, which you would not have seen him again for a very long time.
We did. You don't remember us telling him in the car that if he wanted to talk to us, yeah.
So, but they couldn't do that because the CGI limitation. But Luffy was supposed to like launch this dude, and you wouldn't have seen him for a very long time. And then when you did see him, it was like on episode 100 or so. But this one was like 2 episodes later, he was back, and I was like, wait, he's not supposed to be back at all. And I guess that was a way of maybe shortcutting and maybe cutting out some unnecessary fillers, because the adventures this character went on were nothing but fillers. They were useless, utterly useless episodes that did not impact the story. So I appreciate that. They go, you know what? Let's retcon that filler and let's just come up with a reason why this character is back now. And I get that. That's like
there a whole spot where after he got launched, he ended up on an island and had to deal with some dude that looked like a treasure chest with an afro or something like that. And that was a whole filler episode of nothing but Buggy trying to get back to civilization.
Yeah. And how he got his arms and pieces back is like, okay, he just got it back. All right. I think one of my either dogs used a restroom or did one of them farted. I don't know. Stink. Oh, wow. All right, anyways.
Time to change puppy food.
Goodness gracious.
So you feeding them like Indian cuisine or Chinese?
No, but they one of them trying to get themselves impacted because they keep trying to eat hair. Weird dog. Anyways, so I think the show should have a second season. But put in money like The Witcher. Put money like The Witcher into it. Put money like Game of Thrones. Throw money at it and see what dividends it gives back. I feel like it will be giving dividends.
Yeah, I would agree that if they put the money into it, it'll definitely pay off. But you got to realize too that they've had so many hard-fought anime to live action deals that until they prove themselves with a season or two, people aren't going to want to throw money at it because they're not going to want to invest until they know it's going to work.
They already threw money into like making like figurines of the actual like actors in the roles of the characters. Now, I want to ask you something. Did you notice the person that was introducing the world to you at the very beginning scene, what voice actor that was? or
I
actor?
did not pay that much attention to it, to be honest.
Okay, so when they're whipping into the series and showing all the boats, and an actor is telling you about the world, do you remember the guy from one of our favorite movies? And he was I guess, the owner of the hotel. And this guy likes to kill a bunch of people because they killed his dog.
Yeah.
You remember the yeah? Well, the movie, which was, I forget the name of it, so help me out here.
John Wick.
Yes, John Wick. Okay, so the guy that's like, hey, and John Wick 2 pushed him off the roof.
Oh, you're talking about Winston.
Yeah, the guy that pushed him off the roof, not the brother, but the white one that's
Well,
owner
it
of the.
won't ever be the brother. The brother's gone.
I know, but the guy that pushed him off the roof, and that was him. That was him. He was voice acting the intro, so he's now the voice of, like, anytime there's a recap or a reloot in the series. And I recognize that voice almost instantly. Wait. I know this voice. I thought you did a great job. I'm surprised you didn't pick up on it, honestly.
I didn't. But then again, the most memorable voice out of like John Wick and stuff like that was the voice for Zufalo, which happened to be his
Butler.
his desk man.
Mhm.
That was the one I remember. 'Cause we lost when he died. We lost Zufala. We lost the character that was the head of the department for Fringe. We lost. I mean, he had so many different. He played a character of that stature in so many different movies and TV shows
Mm.
that it was like, oh, damn! I'll never hear that deep voice going, "I will kill you."
Yeah, he had a very illustrious voice. I wish I would probably kill to have something like that. But yeah, I was thought that was kind of interesting. Now, somebody brought up an interesting point the other day, and I thought this can kind of allude to the live action series of One Piece. They were saying when a well-known actor is put inside of a video game, it pulls them out of the world because they're no longer seeing an actor of the game. They're seeing the actor of themselves, and it pulls them out of that fantasy world. And that's kind of like the same thing with all the live action characters, because I don't know but one of them, and even then, I don't really see him as anybody now but as Zoro.
Right.
So, did you like that they pulled a bunch of, and
See,
a lot of people's non-name people?
Me, it doesn't bother because I can hear that voice and go, "Oh, I know he was this person in this other show," but I can associate that voice with the new character. But you're right, some people cannot. Just like I can say the name of a TV show, and I guarantee you she can name at least one video game character that the same person in the TV show voiced.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready? You ready? Castle.
Okay.
There you go. So if you've ever seen Castle, the TV show,
yeah,
he voiced Cade in Destiny. Which, by the way, if nobody knows, Cade's coming back.
Yay.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it just
when it happens, we'll know because this lady here will not stop playing the game until Cade is back in the fold. All you have to do is say storyline. Do this storyline, Cade's resurrection, and she might even take a no fault day just to play through the night. She smiles in the background, knowing I'm telling the truth.
So I just like that they didn't bother with that kind of stuff, but I also, I don't know. In some ways, people only will watch a show if they know the actors, right? Like, or a movie, because like they can have like that comfort and like knowing that like this person will play this character well off and very, very good. And I like the idea of sometimes giving new people, like even for the Mortal Kombat movie was probably a good example. If I feel like that person is embodying that character, I want to give new actors new chances of becoming like this is their upcoming, or this is their breaking into the movie industry. Yeah. This is them coming into it.
I can see that. I mean, just take for instance, you can look at the Gina that's playing on Wednesday.
Hmm.
Okay, let's think about this. She was in other movies prior to that TV show.
Yeah,
Can anybody actually remember any of those movies?
Yeah,
I can't.
I just know
Okay,
I know she was in the other movie.
not a whole lot of people can like go, oh, her this movie.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
now you hear her name and you think Wednesday.
Yeah, you immediately
Or
associate.
more recently, the latest Scream. So
Okay.
she was in a Scream movie prior to Wednesday.
I knew she was
Mm.
in a
And then
different movie, but I
after
don't know.
Wednesday, they did another Scream movie with her in it. Not a whole lot of people knew who she was when she did her first appearance in Scream, but you can be damn sure that when that other one come out after Wednesday, everybody knew who the fuck she was.
Mm.
Everybody wanted to go see it.
It's kind of like for me. It's kind of like the girl from Doom from Spider Man. Like I didn't know who the heck she was until Spider Man, but then Doom came out. Like wait, I know her. And you know it was that was my easy way of connecting it. And now these people that are playing these characters will go look at One Piece and go, oh, I know you now. So they'll probably have more chances of playing more characters. And I think that's good for those who try to break in or those who are been like to say character from Zoro. That guy he is a Japanese and Korean movie actor. Like that's his thing. But now people see him in Zoro, he might show up in more Americanized movies. And that's
So like to your point with Zendaya,
mm,
I didn't really pay much attention to her in the Spider-Man movies.
mm.
But after watching Dune and going back and rewatching, I'm like, oh, I know who she is. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, I feel stupid. Yeah,
Whereas if you're someone like me, it doesn't get. I don't give a shit.
she just wants to watch it, and it doesn't matter whether they're famous or not. If they do a good job, she's happy.
Yeah. Um, and I definitely I did want them to bring attention to this live action with just like, okay, we got Keanu Reeves and we got Vin Diesel and like all these like really big names, and then like all the budget goes into the actors instead of making it just a good live action movie. And actually putting like believable things in the movie and CGI and so on.
It's like I want them to make a Star Wars set based on Revan. Myself personally,
Mm-hmm.
will Keanu Reeves do a great job as Revan? No doubt, it's fucking Keanu Reeves. But could they use somebody else? Definitely, as long as
Yes.
they pull the part off well. It's just it depends on the. It really comes down to the actor and how well they can do the character.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they did this one well, and I hope they continue on, and maybe this would be an inspiration. I don't want to be saturated. Do you think the saturation of a live action anime movie, TV series would be a healthy thing?
No, I mean you. Let me see.
Because I feel like if they maybe
That's
just
a
did
hard.
one and walked away.
That's a hard way. That's a hard question for me. Being that when they release a new season, I want the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but at the same time, if releasing a new season every year is gonna cause the season to not be as well done as it should be,
Yeah.
then I would prefer them to go every 2 years,
Mm.
so that they have time to do it right. I'm kind of on the fence between I want them to do it right, but when they do release it, I want them to release it all.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, because I hate
Waiting for
starting something and not being able to finish it.
Yeah. I would definitely believe even Keanu done said in an interview there Lord Pestilence that he wants to do another Constantine, but it's not enough people that are not enough directors and studios that want to pick up that and keep on going with it. Which I'm agreeing with you. Constantine was a great one.
Constantine was a good movie.
Yeah, I just have a bad, because we've already had a couple live actions, and only one that was to me that was actually a good one, other than One Piece, was the Roman Kitchen series. I watched all of them. I liked it. I enjoyed that little live action in an adaptation of the things. Then again, it's not very hard to do just good swordplay. They've already mastered good swordplay. and all you need is good actors and good cosplay, and you got it, right? But scenery too, but there's no CGI going on there. But I'm afraid that because you know as well, dude, the Yu Yu Hakusho show is just around the corner. It is literally coming out and like just like this next year. It's coming out. It's right around the corner.
I rewatched it.
Yeah.
To try to.
And that is another TV series that is very beloved, very old, and it will just take another bad apple because we've just got out of a bad rut, like a bad relationship. We just got out of a bad one, and now we're getting into a good one. And if you bring another bad relationship, we're starting from, area one all over again. It's problem central all over again, and I don't want that. I want them to be like, okay, let's make live action anime TV series a valuable thing, a thing that people want and people that can trust us, build up a reputation or a rep with everybody, and then go, okay, now we're gonna do a second one. You trust me? It's like, yes, I trust you now.
What I'm worried about with that one is the sheer amount of CGI that's going to be required.
Yes.
This isn't gum hand slap. This is fucking full body transformations and decimating special abilities that you're gonna have to do light play. You're gonna have to do body morphing. You're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to do body augmentations.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be just I stretch my arm and I slap the shit out of somebody. It's gonna be Gororo got big.
Yeah. It's gonna be not only what's the word for it? Like the CGI and then like real effects or like real life effects. What's it called when people do augmentation on like with like rubber and molds?
You're talking about special effects makeup and stuff like that.
That could also be coming to come into play. I feel like they could do it. Like we both talked about this on, before with just us two. Before we've talked about it again a little bit. With one of the biggest bad guys that the Yu Yu Hakusho crew come across during the tournament is the big hulking brute himself and his little brother. That is kind of a part of him.
And the little brother is going to be a real pain in the ass because he's not just going to morph into a big beast. I mean, he's technically can turn into any fucking thing.
Yeah. So we're talking about going from a regular height human, skinny, kind of little muscly, to this gargantuan of a man. And I'm thinking, just take the actor's face, and then just CGI onto someone else that's bigger and taller than him. I'm just that's the only way I can think of way doing it. And because the Captain America stuff, so stuff like that, it's fairly simple. But when you get into the swords, the blasting, the gooiness of that one guy, his brother, and the other crew of monster characters that come along between them, there's just so much going on. While One Piece is just girl with sticks so far, guy with swords, guy with legs, and only one character with the gum stretchy CFX is required. It's not like everybody's doing these magical tricks.
Right.
So I'm like, again, that's a lot of money, that's a lot of budget to go into one season. And as you said earlier, that they don't want to put a lot of money into something that doesn't do a very good job. So it's very much nerve-wracking when we're thinking about that. They may not put a lot of money into something that is another beloved series just to save costs and money on something that they put all the money to begin, just end up failing.
It's like when they tried to do the live-action movie of Masters of the Universe way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They picked a great person to play He-Man. Dolph Lundgren was the perfect bodybuilding shit for that shit.
Yes.
But because of the limitations they had, they forced it into a 1980s town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? They come up with a story that they got blowed to our town because they couldn't afford the sets to build the sets that would have been required to make Eternia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And because of that, they had to rework the story as to how it was going on, which messed it all up to me. I mean, it was a good movie in its own. I'll watch it again anytime. If you take it as a different timeline, a different story take on it, then it works. But if you were trying to go true to the original story, it does not.
Okay, so here's a good thought experiment. If they were established at the very beginning of a series of a TV show that is beloved, and established from the very get go that this is not the universe and the storyline that you remember, would that help alleviate people's wariness and trepidation for the show, thinking that
some people for some people it will,
Mm,
but for some people it's still going to piss them off because they're going to expect a 1-for-1 no matter what you say.
mm.
And when you tell them even outright at the beginning of it that it's not a 1-for-1, then they're going to get mad and they're going to get upset because they're going to be like, well, I expected a 1-for-1. I wanted a 1-for-1. That's what I want. Some people are going to be that way. Whereas some people that would pick it apart because it's not a 1-for-1, going into it knowing that it's not a 1-for-1 will help them not be so particular.
Yeah.
So you might get some of your people back that you would lose, but you won't get them all back.
Like, I wouldn't do it like in a press conference, like, all right, everybody, we're releasing, for this sake of argument, we're releasing a remaster of Trifinity, or let's say, Food Wars or something like that. I'm just naming some animes I can think around me. And this is not your Food Wars or your Trifinity Blood or anything. No. It's a different one. No, I would say the very first episode, you show it. Like, hey, this is obviously not the world that you're used to. This is different. We're going in a different route here. So come along with this ride instead of wasting your time thinking that this is the show that you've come to love, because the very beginning of it looks like it. It's pretty much 1-to-1, and then like later episodes, like, oh yeah, curveball. We're just gonna go yeet that way instead of going straight.
Well, see, for me, I get that would work in some cases. I feel like if you really want to give a show a chance, even if it's supposed to be a live action remake of an anime, you need to look at it like it's its own entity. Don't look at it like it's an extension of what you've loved. Look at it as give it a chance to become something you love instead of comparing it to what you've already loved.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say you could date a twin, date one of them, and then going, all right, well, I broke up with one of the twins. Let me date the other one, expecting the same thing. Like, they look the same, they may sound the same, but they're entirely different people. So,
well, I mean, and hey, if anybody ever sees this that makes live actions out of animes, please make another a live action, please. I want to see that.
Yeah, there's just some animes out there that are pretty much just like horror, not live action, horror, slice of life, things that are so simple, nothing really required other than just good storytelling and
good acting.
Good acting. That is so simple. You don't need a lot. Who would have thought? And that are not like these standard bog themes, but I know you want to go through what's the most popular, and that's what people want to use as a hook to catch people. Like, hey, we're doing your favorite show.
By the way, in case anybody's wondering, no, we are not ready for live action My Hero Academia or Black Clover. We are not at that point yet. We do not have the money to fund.
Yeah, I would have said I would have said it before they even done it. Like, we were not ready for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood either, but they still did it. Huh. They still did it. God, that would be my nightmares.
Could you imagine if somebody ever told our kids this? I would like to thank the person who told my daughter that when she lies, her eyes turn a different color. Now she squeezes her eyes shut every time she lies. And my job became a whole lot easier.
Hey, boy, I'm gonna use that shit when this shit's over with.
Oh, they're making another live action of Death Note, right?
Yes. And I've scrolled past it a couple of times.
I've seen it. The live action.
And I didn't see all of it. I seen part of it.
Yeah.
You watched the first one.
But
And its hook was, well, Death Note, but it's also his hook was the actor that played the Death Angel, which was the actor that played the Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies. Like, that actor was well known. There's no one
William
situation.
Dafoe.
Yeah, I was like, people looking at that going, look, I'm gonna watch this because this guy's in here. Like,
I get tickled because of what he's most famous for is not his acting, but we'll talk about that at a different time.
this is not a PG stream. When we come that?
Okay. Well, apparently he can scratch his ankle with it.
Wow,
that is what William Dafoe is, a tiny ass man, but apparently stallions run from him. I mean,
if you're a goofy looking man, you gotta have something, I guess.
Dude, I don't know. I remember when I was younger being told that, and then when Spider-Man came out and he was playing Green Goblin, I kept thinking to myself, how did they pack that shit in that outfit? Because
they duct taped it.
It was hugging. It was hugging. You know? I'm like, well, what did they do? Take that shit to one leg and run it down by his knee or something? Like, no wonder that leg looks thicker than the other one.
Well, I'm about to say, maybe he's a growing out of shower, but I don't know. We're not going to find out anytime soon, I'm sure.
Ziggy Stardust had stand-ins for that.
Listen, Ziggy Stardust.
They had to make it look normal.
Yes, David had to have a double in scenes where he was nude. Because apparently him and William Dafoe were so abnormally great, granted special gifts, blessed.
Yes.
That if they didn't use stand-ins, it didn't look normal. Imagine being told you're an actor, and we're told, I'm sorry, Grumpy, you can't do this nude scene because your pecker is too large. You have to get a stand-in so it looks normal. And you're thinking, when the hell did a big pecker become a bad thing?
It's like I didn't know that I was not allowed to self-promote myself. Come on now.
You're not the only one. Remember Fluffy talking about Shaq?
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about David Bowie. There is actually proof that Ziggy Stardust / David Bowie was as large as he was. Watch Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Watch the man walk. Those tights had problems.
Yeah, they did.
And I mean, listen.
They didn't have problems.
Yeah,
they
did.
Problems.
Shut up. Only problem I had with that movie was not looking at Jennifer Connelly the whole time. But anyway.
Yeah.
There was different things for different people. Yeah. Different strokes for different folks.
Yes, there he goes. So I'm glad that everything's coming out good. I hope they keep on doing it. Netflix, if you are ever going to watch this, which I doubt it, but this is you do. Keep up the good work, put a little money into it, and don't disappoint the fans, and they will fill your pockets. I don't know whether they're saying that. Just they will fill it. They will make daddy feel good.
Why does that feel so wrong to hear you say that after we just talked about people with giant wanuses?
Well, maybe they could buy them a new one.
Pockets and making them feel good, Grumpy. Really?
Yeah, I'm going in to fill their pockets and see what else is there.
Hey! Careful! From what I hear, it takes 2 hands for both of those.
Oh God! Okay, I reach around. All right, so
I about spit water all over my desk.
All right. So okay. So remember the last week I was telling you I'm gonna polish some of my, that's gonna sound dirty too.
Yes, polish it, Grumpy.
Polishing my dice, and I finally found my bit to polish my dice. Yeah. So here they are. You probably can't see them very good on the screen because it's focusing on my face. I'm trying to, let's see if I can cover my face. Is there a way to like cover face while I focus on dice? No. Oh, there it goes.
Yep, there it went.
You can see a star on that one right there. Oh, oops, shit, one just fell. They came out really good, almost like glass. I would definitely say they were good. Now, you polished your stuff before, your models before, right?
Yep.
Well, this
should I say Stealthy did?
Let's say this is how I polished mine with a Dremel.
Yeah.
So, I definitely say if anybody out there ever wants to get into resin, clear coating with spray is pretty nice. but polishing is definitely the way to go. Now, this stuff got everywhere. I mean, like, it was a line going up my face, going up my t-shirts, getting to my eye. That was a hell and back. So I had to like make a little guard right like this and put it on top of it just where it spins and hit this instead it's in my face. I like it. And I know me and you've been talking about like how we would do these Dragon Balls to try to get them to print. I'm gonna try one new method. I'm gonna have it where but try it's gonna be risky, and I'm gonna get your thoughts here. I'm gonna get your live thoughts here. So I'm gonna start printing one and whole. Halfway through, or let's say a 3/4 way through, just before it gets to if I can stop right time, just before the star area is filled over, I'm gonna stop the print, pull up the table, pour in the red resin, cure it, and then put it back on there and press play again. You think it'll work?
It might work
because this stuff, for one, as
long as you leave it paused and nobody touches it where it loses where it was,
and
you get the new resin you introduced, it don't even have to be completely cured. You just got to get cured enough it won't run out. And you put it back on and fire it back up, it might work. The only thing that I would be concerned with is, you know how your bed slides up on an arm?
Yeah.
Well, there's always just a little play in that thing, right?
Yes, true.
The only thing I would be concerned with is making sure you get it exactly back where it was. So what I would do is before I pull it off, I take you can get one of those wipe off like markers, like a expo marker.
Yeah.
And make a mark on the arm across the edge of your bed. So you know exactly where to put it back at.
Good point.
That way, when you fire it back up, that layer's not off just a little bit, you know.
All the way around.
And then if you want to wipe your mark off later, you can wipe your mark off later. If you use one of those markers, you can wipe off.
Yeah.
So it's not permanently there. But for instance, let me see.
Because like the reason why I want to do this, like right now I'm holding my print.
You see how this is sitting on top of each other.
Yeah.
I would mark across this edge onto this edge to make sure that when I take this off, I have something to line it back up with.
Okay. Yeah.
And get it exactly back in that spot. If you do that, I think the idea will work.
Because unfortunately, when I'm holding in a certain light, I can see. Because when I this print right here, chat, this dice is a simple little device, little simple thing that I'll be rolling tomorrow, which I won't be streaming tomorrow because of it, or if I will, I'll be streaming really late. So it's in 2 parts, and I had to take this thing apart and make a hollow of these stars. Which the idea of the hollow being the negative point and another one for as a key, I guess it's not thick enough because every time I tried it. Every time I try to use it as a key, it just squished. So I guess like it wasn't like the outside of it wasn't thick enough. So I would have to like reseed it way deeper into it in order to really get a key from it, or make the star a solid on the entire thing instead of a hollow of a key. But anyway, so it's in halves, and I did resin red on both sides, and I pour resin between it and then squish it together and cure it. But I can see bubbles all through the dang thing like it's a Christmas tree. Lighting up and shining and glowing. All sparkly. And I don't like it. I want these to be Dragon Ball Z.
I don't think you're gonna get it where there's no bubbles in it at all.
Yeah. Like only way to do no bubbles is to print in full. Like no bubbles. Like
you can get bubbles even when printing in full.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like where the layers are, you can see like nothing but bubbles, right? It's like a bunch of little gaps, as if like resin didn't get in those spots, like little air pockets, kind of bubbles, not like little tiny dot bubbles, like air bubbles.
Well, the only thing you could have done in that case is sand down the edges, the flat surfaces on the inside until they were perfectly true, and then it wouldn't have been like that. But I mean, that's a lot of work too.
Yeah, I don't have no granite flat table to really get that. Under vacuum. If I had under vacuum, that would have been pretty handy too. See, would rock timber work? Rock timber. Each of you missing with the storm. Rock timber. Explain that one to me, Lord Pestilence. I'm reading the chat. If anybody wants to join us, be sure to join us on the chat. I'm sorry I didn't hear or see that one. I don't know why that little voice thing's not working. I figured it last week, by the way. If everybody's wondering, well, that was a TTS of Kick and someone being a dick on there. So I had to fix that. So yeah, I want to redo those and really get them. And if they work out well, you know how to do them. I showed you them. I liked them a lot. And I'm gonna be doing some rolling tomorrow. My character is a elemental kind of like dwarf, and I also named him Kane because I didn't know what name to call him, even though my character from the manga is named Kane, which we're still working on. Which we're doing is for that, and I might even have someday have you help me out, is instead of me and my wife coming up with a conversation in our head with somebody randomly, we're having conversation with each other. And I'm telling her like her character, her backstory, and what her character is about. And everybody should know what the main character is. And me and her have a conversation as if we're those characters, and then taking that recording and just writing it down. Because I think that's more believable if we're just talking to each other as if we're those characters than try to like think of like how that character talked to me. And I'm trying to play the same character.
I can see that.
Well, yeah, we're
basically it's like taking a script and turning it into a book instead of turning a book into a script. You're going the opposite direction.
Yeah. I thought that would be a little bit more interesting, but yeah, we're gonna be playing it tomorrow. And I definitely say polishing is definitely good. Now, did you ever fix? Or you said you haven't been printing more on your printer for a while now. You haven't probably been feeling good to doing your prints, and you've been working on my server.
Well, I had an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to tell you about it. So I've got to order some parts tonight for the big printer. In the middle of one of my prints, apparently, because it's such a big bed, I missed cleaning a piece that had flaked off in it.
Yeah.
So it punctured the FIP film.
Yep, that happens a lot.
And it leaked all over the fucking printer.
Yeah.
Which spooked me because, well, this is a big ass expensive printer, and I don't want to have to replace the LED in it.
Yes.
But luckily for me, I had a screen protector on it because it came with one to put on it before I set it up.
Yes. Yes.
So I got most of it cleaned off real good, and then I pulled the protector off and cleaned the screen real good. So, and I've since did an exposure test on it, and it's still exposing. But before I can print again, I got to get a new FIP film and a new screen protector, which is something that I was planning to order today when I was at work, but I hadn't felt good, and I worked from home, and I completely forgot about it until you just started talking.
Okay, I thought you did something like real bad to your printer. That can happen really easy. Yeah, resin prints are pretty nice, and they're getting bigger, and they are getting cheaper, which I definitely appreciate. Now I have.
Hey, show me. Let me hold your little thing.
Only one trick for anybody ever has the same problem that Corva has. If you ever need to get through a print without having to start all over again or stop the print entirely, get some clear packaging tape and just right on the bottom of it, between the monitor and the screen, and just tape over it, and it will last at least another 1 or 2 more prints, and then you have to replace it.
I'm going to show you something I printed on the PLA printer for Stealthy.
Okay. Oh man, yeah. That's that one model you sent me, right?
That's that headphone.
Mm-hmm.
You just screw this up, and it clamps on the edge of your desk, and you hook your headphones on it.
Yeah, that's.
It has a place for you to hook your cables, like you know how you have your wireless charging cable.
Yeah.
When you're not using it, if you feed it through here, it can just hang there. And when you need it, you just pull it up and clip it on there, and it doesn't fall to the ground or any of that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that got me was how well this worked.
Yeah, anytime some mechanical thing works with the prints.
The threads on this thing work so well. I mean, the first time it's a little tight putting it through because it's cleaning the threads out.
Yes.
But you can see I'm just spinning it. And I've made one for work.
Mm-hmm.
Made one for Stealthy. And my first prototype one, it was a little warped because it didn't stick to the bed the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
But one of the guys at work ended up wanting it anyway, and he's got it clamped on his desk at work. So those things work really good.
Yeah, I would definitely say 3D printers have more than just fun toys out of it. Someone knew yesterday of a VTuber by the name of Clickbait. It's a person I streamed the other day. She's a VTuber, and she was asking me about my model, my 3D, or not my 3D prints, my figurines behind me, and I told her I had some 3D models in there, and she brought up the fact that Midna from Zelda was her favorite character and all
Yep.
of Zelda. And I'm like, I got some Midna models, some inappropriate ones too, but I got some models. So
Yep.
I want to print that and paint those someday. So we got a little chit chat. Real nice girl, real good person. If anybody gets a chance, go give her some love. She apparently had, I don't remember, it was lung cancer, but she had cancer, and she lost her voice for a while because of it, and then she came back and started doing VTuber after she was cured of it, and she survived it notably, and now she's a VTuber now, and she's doing that because she didn't know if her voice would come back. And I guess she didn't feel comfortable being on camera, just in case her voice never came back. So I really do like people that have that kind of don't let that shit get to them, but we can still find common interests. She likes Outlaw
Yep.
Star, so double kudos
Yeah.
on that one.
Absolutely. So, hey, what did you think of the stream yesterday?
Okay, so the stream yesterday, I liked that game, but considering that the little mini games were so annoying that you were having to do, I remember that stuff like it was yesterday. Those games, especially like the hat one, you had to figure out which one had the
that one was a big pain in the ass.
yeah, and you try to get enough tickets or money for something, right? What was that like? What not for
I was just trying to get tickets because I didn't know what they had for sale.
Mhm.
But after I went back and bought those 10 tickets and she allowed me to look at what she had to exchange it for, wasn't really worth it.
Okay, so I would say that to me right there was a lot of hassle, and I played for hours on that thing. Now the maze that you went through. That's a way of saying that. Fuck that maze. I don't like that maze. I don't like that area. I don't like that location. I don't like the whole figure out where I gotta go to get to the bottom or whatever you were doing. I just don't remember like that, but I do not like that running around and trying to figure out. But I know it's supposed to be a puzzle. It's supposed to be challenging. You're supposed to figure out how to release latches and turn things and get certain elevators and I get it. But that's right there is just a personal gripe, and I know it's just a personal gripe. But the story's still so good.
I love the story though. The
Mhm.
story's amazing, and Rose just continues to get to be a bigger and bigger glass cannon.
Yeah.
You know, it pretty much if she touches it, it falls down.
Now when I saw the picture of the martial artist, the old man, that was my dude. Like I used him,
Actual.
to hell and back. He was a part of my main crew. Almost the moment I got him, and he never left. I don't know what it was, but I just loved him. Love that
Well,
dude.
the thing about Haschel though is he don't really become a character of super use until after you defeat Emperor Dole, because that's where he gets his dragoon spirit.
Yeah, and I loved his dragoon. I loved his abilities. I used the heck out of him. Yeah, there's always going to be something in a game that doesn't quite click with the player. And I know that is a thing, but sometimes you play nostalgia games, and it's almost like PSD, where you just look at it and go, you know what? I hated that. I hate it.
Oh, yeah, it's like me with that fight in the battle arena. I hated kicking everybody's ass and knowing I could not win the final fight.
Yeah, and because you
All
were
because they wouldn't let me hit him.
Yeah, and double attacks. Each time the dude was like aiming at you, it's like double attack. Oh, there he goes, double attack. I guess I'll heal myself some more. Oh, can't attack you till I'm up to a certain health. Yep, double attack again. Great. Now it does 4 more rounds. I gotta do this healing stuff. And it's like this is like a way of just what's the way of
that one's a long, aggravating battle, but I'm talking about the one with Lloyd at the end.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't even touch him. He just dodges everything you do, and then he beats the living shit out of you. Knowing that you can't hit him It pisses me off.
It's kind of like the scene from, for those who have watched it, it's kind of like the scene from Sword Art Online where the unknown to you spoilers, the guy he fights, the red dude, the guy in the red armor and the shield and sword is the GM. He's pretty much playing on God mode while you're playing on normal, and you're like, is it? Am I even supposed to win? I feel like the we're supposed to win is out the freaking window, and I'm just supposed to lose. And if that's the case, let me just skip this formality and just go and surrender. Because if I know I'm supposed to lose, what's the point of just wasting my time? And that to me is another video or another person talked about video games nowadays doing nothing but that's wasting people's time. And a lot of people value their time, but that fight felt like just an unnecessary, bogging fight. And just like the arrow was, like, you're just biting up my time. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. You're just pre-logging this battle to wear me down.
I mean, I probably could have made that fight go a lot faster if I remembered that he was going to cast fear on me and had like mind purifiers on me, so I could cast it on me. But because I didn't remember it, I didn't have a mind purifier, which means every time he hit me for almost double what he normally would, which is why I had to heal so much. If I had had a mind purifier, as soon as he hit me with fear, I could have cast it on me, got rid of it, and then I wouldn't have had to heal as much in between my attacks because he'd only been hit me for half of what he was hitting me for.
And you had to prep all this stuff at the very, very beginning of it, because there was no like, okay, you know, if you lose, you can redo this. Nope, you just got to keep on going. Next battle, next battle, next battle. There's little tiny like pauses between certain matches, but I feel like they would just keep on going. What up there, Follow? I like it. That part of the game was just a big old for me. Like, I didn't really care for that at all. I wanted to get back to the main story. I wanted to get, like, my thing was I wanted to get everybody's Dragoon. I wanted everybody's superpower. I wanted all the cool stuff. And none of that was interesting to me because it had nothing to do with dragons. Like, the whole game's sell for me was dragons? Yes, please. That's what I wanted. And all the rest that I got was a circus and a bunch of pointless games. Because I did, like, because I'm completionist, I got all the tickets I could get. And I did that stuff for hours trying to get all of them.
The first time, which is why I kind of had an idea that there wasn't going to be much worth it for me to do it anyway. So I only done a few games and then I left because I knew that that's what was going to happen.
I like the monkey one. I think they were like we were doing yesterday. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one I like because that was not that bad. The little dodging the bumper things were a little difficult, a little tricky. Didn't really hate that, but I didn't like that one either. It's just some of them I just didn't care for, but I got all the tickets I could because I was determined. Of course, back in the day, video games for us, I'm sure you can relate to this. When you bought a video game, that's all you could afford for a long time, right? That was it. Like one game, and you're gonna play that game for a long time. And if you want to beat it one time, you're gonna beat it again because that's all you got. So the game needed to last long, but there wasn't that much, and you would call it in this words, filler.
Right.
But that part of it was filler. It felt like it was unnecessary to the story, but it was
the only part of it that was necessary was doing the battle arena because that's the only way you get to meet Haschel.
Yeah. So I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But it's just one of those things. If they brought it back, if they remastered it, they would need to bring all of it back too. Not because I want to do it all over again and be tortured by the idea of having to do all that stuff all over again as well. It's just because I want the game to be what it was when I first played it and have that nostalgia given back to me, and then remember why certain parts of the game just were so rage-inducing.
What you grinning for back there in the background, ma'am? I can see the smile on your face.
I'm laughing.
Cause like yesterday, somebody was playing. I rated out to them. They were playing Dot Hack Sign GU on the PS2. And those games are like $150, $168 nowadays. And I remember playing those things back then. And those games, like everybody's like, oh, Dark Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls. Like, no, every game back then was just Dark Souls. Everything was hard. Everything was difficult. It was
out the gate.
It was out the gate. No like hand holding, no easy, normal and hard mode, no story mode, just hard. And
do you remember the first Ninja Gaiden?
Oh yeah, I have it.
Like it was like the music started and you were just like, wait, the enemies are here already. Oh, swing sword, please.
Yes, win. Like, but like I was saying, like, well, because of game limitation back then and hardware limitation, it wasn't always pinpoint precise of your button smashing. You know, you're smashing A at the precise moment, and then it's like, why didn't I pressed it? I did it. I was. What happened? You know, that could happen too in those games. But there's something like that's why I kind of like turn-based game back then, because there wasn't none of the, you know, that delay or that button smashing error that happened in those games. You literally press do attack and walk away and go, all right, let's go do it.
Still say the funniest thing I ever seen was a guy attempt to play through Super Contra without getting any of the special weapons.
Oof. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, I mean, no spreader, no laser, none of that. Just going through with your machine gun, and you're gonna survive. I'm like, dude, there is maps that are literally designed that the only way you survive is if you can get spreader or laser.
Yeah, you're self-imposing your own challenge, but the game's going, but we made this stage for that. Like, you know that, right? We're gonna give it to you because we know you need it. And if you lose it, you're not gonna win. That's the whole point of it.
Up, down, left, right. A, B, start, select, motherfucker. There's a reason why there was a code there.
Yeah. So I definitely would say those old games have that, and if they remastered those old games, bring back those challenge, bring back those things when people go and realize. All these people that like been playing video games nowadays on these easy modes and these, you know, these games are just, all they are is just bogging your time rather than just giving you a challenging game, which buys up your time because it's challenging, not because it takes you a long time to do it. Bring that stuff back to video games. Everybody was like, oh my God, it's like Dark Souls. Like, no, it's like the game what it was when it originally came out. Hard. Everything. Hard. Yep. I still have nightmares playing the Mega Man original Mega Man games.
In the defense, though, if you do not have an easy mode or a mode where you can be just mind numb sometimes after work, you're forgetting there are people like that. They just need it just to escape.
Yeah, well, there's
you cannot completely take that out. I am sorry. I will always fight y'all on that.
I kind of
dumb as hell.
I kind of want to see Stealthy play Metroid, but she won't do it.
I like mind numbing. Okay, I don't want to be trying to fight for my life.
There's a lot of mind numbing games coming out right now too. It's like it's a great time for casual games. Like I wouldn't say casual games, but like they're like the games you could just get on and just chill and play. And that is like its own genre now. Like, you know, open world is its own genre. Now they're coming out with like farm simulators. You want
to say that those games need to be hard. You might as well just go ahead and say, look, I want everybody to be a goddamn professional gamer.
Old school games should be hard because they were hard. But I can see, you know, maybe something would have fun playing the games that you were having a hard time with, like the monkey and the figure out the hat. You should give the controller to her. She probably would have been like able to, you know, big brain relax it.
Yeah. But then that'd have been opening up a whole thing on stream where somebody else was playing my stream, not me.
And winning.
I told you, play it again, let me watch, and then I'll tell you. I wasn't going to technically take the controller out of your hand. I just wanted to see if I could do it once.
We can go back later.
Yeah,
I don't want to go back later. You've already passed it.
However, I want to find a way to kill that one monster very fast every time because he's worth 600 gold.
Yeah, if you get a lot of gold that way, which you said you were looking up a way to like farm because you need a lot of money in that game. You need a lot
what
of
I'm
money.
looking for is there's a specific, because you played the game.
Mm-hmm.
The most pain in the ass people to do their additions on is the spear users.
Yes.
They are the biggest. I mean, you can time Rose, you can time Dart, you can time Hashel. You can time those people because they're using, I guess, for lack of a better term, bigger, heavier weapons, so they're a little slower.
Yeah.
So the easier time. But because he's using a spear, he'll be
quick.
like, the first one will be slow, and then it'll be fast, fast, slow, fast, fast. You're just like,
Mhm.
ah. I want an ultimate war god because I'm going to put it on him. That way, when I click the button, he does it automatically. However, those are 10,000 gold a piece.
Oh yeah, like I said, you need a lot of gold in that game.
Like what you're basic getting off of each battle is like 20 gold.
Mhm.
Getting money in this game is ridiculously time consuming.
Okay.
However,
Go ahead.
that one monster is worth 600 gold.
Mhm.
And if you can farm him in that little spot, you can get Ultimate War God.
Yeah.
Or more than one if you want to and spend the time doing it. But
Spend the
I
time doing
digress.
it.
Or you could just be good.
That's what Todd said.
Oh well, it's one thing to
That's
say
why
you.
you wanted me to play it to begin with, because the first time you gave me the controller and I pulled it off, you were like,
This
play it
chick
for
right
me.
here, she won't play that game again. Probably for you guys. But if she ever does, you will see one of the best timed edition people I've ever seen. Like, she is an ultimate war god for all of them. She will get the timing down and be looking at me talking, me like click, 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 click. You're
Some
like,
muscle
how the hell
memory
are you
quick.
opening drinks, taking a swallow, still hitting the additions? You're like, what the fuck?
The Legend of Dragoon, Lord Pestilence. Lord Pestilence did bring up a fact, and I know one of your reviewers yesterday were selling the game even better than I could because he gave you exact comparisons to what Sea of Stars is like. One thing's nice about Sea of Stars, and not sponsored. I'm sponsored by Marvel Snap. If anybody wants to help me out, link down below. But so Sea of Stars has one thing for those who, if they are a little bit more, want to be a little bit more brain dead, a little bit more relaxed when they're playing the game. All the relics that you can have in this game that allow you to do stuff without having, like, remember I told you like some of the attacks are interactive. There's a relic you can turn on that will do the interactions for you. There's a relic that turn on that do the automatic block for you if you do it right. There's a relic you can turn on for like restoring your health after each battle is completed. Like there's a bunch of relics you can turn on. You can buy them throughout the game, so you get to farm, get money, get gold, buy them. But like you can turn all this stuff, and to a point where Pestilence apparently beat it today or beat it again, which normally took him 90 hours to complete and beat. Took him Pestilence? You correct me. Did you say 4 hours and 10 minutes? If that's true, 4 hours and 10 minutes from a 9-hour game to 4 hours and 10 minutes, that's a huge leap in difference. If you just turn all of them on and just go, all right, I'm good. It's like buying Ultimate. Just just push it. Just it's like a click-based game, but it's autoplay. Just go.
It's like I was sitting there. What was I? So. Another thing, I don't know if anybody's realized it, but when you're doing Legend of Dragoon, it's turn-based. So you pick whether you attack, item, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like we said, you still have to click the button to time the targets to get those attacks to go off perfect. When you see the red one, that's an entirely different button than your attack button.
Yeah.
That's just a random throw-in. So like you're not only having to time your attacks, but you got to time your counter attack to keep from getting blasted back to your spot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And getting hurt while doing it.
This shit ain't easy.
There's no just like, oh, you missed it. Oh well, the turn's over. Okay. No, it's like, oh, you missed it and smack. Like, oh, okay. Now I gotta heal myself. Great. I hurt them a little bit, but they hurt me just the same. That sucks. 4 hours. For 4 hours, 10 minutes for 1/4 of the game. Okay. Well, let me know when you beat the game. but still, I'm loving the game. I would definitely suggest it. I know you're thinking about it now. You love the music already. You already love the art book for it. So it's only a matter of time. Next game, I think Corvo's will be playing Sea of Stars. If we don't get it, we have to get it for him. Because that game is a love letter, and I'm so glad. I said this in yesterday's stream that not only everybody's enjoying coming to my stream and hanging out with my stream, but also really enjoying the game too, and that's just makes it all the better. It's like, yay. What?
Lord said Legend of Dragoon is a goddamn legendary game for chill, and darts, Moonstrike, and Blazing Dynamo are amazing attacks.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And here's the thing. Unlike FF8 and 7, which I have both multiple copies of their original discs,
Mm-hmm.
I only have one copy of that one physically. So just so you know, FYI, if I run across it, I'll buy another copy because you can never have enough copies of your favorite game.
Yeah, especially if you can get it for cheap, because like I said, I have
Busting at us to play that freaking
dot
game
hack
that
sign
is
games, and those games
I
cost
know.
an arm and a leg for a copy, a single copy of those games. But anyways, that is it for this week. I appreciate for those who are here in the chat. If you are new here, be sure to hit the like button. Hit this, leave a comment down below with your thoughts if you're watching the VOD. I would appreciate it if those who haven't already tried out the game. You can go to my link. If it's not already down below. Also, little quick announcement for those who do not know. I have a new sponsor. If anybody likes coffee, I got a new sponsor, Coffee Brand Coffee. If you want to try them out.
Coffee brand coffee.
Yeah, it's a no nonsense, no gimmicks, just good coffee, good teas. Apparently they have teas too, and that's all they're about. And you want to try them out, links down below. Give them a shot. I got a sponsorship through them, so by trying my link, it's Brumppybear. Bear is my link. You want to try, or my code. But anyways, I'll see y'all next Friday. I will be streaming a little later on to this evening, so stay tuned. I'll be go feeding the animals, eating myself, so it'll be a little while. But as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye. One.